Hello, beautiful Taurus, and welcome to your pocketbook reading. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so today we are finding out what the situation is. Okay, you got Temperance. So it looks like you are being very patient about something. Yeah, okay. And so let's get the rest of the cards laid out here for you. So regarding this situation, so just FYI, pocketbook readings are about, whoa, that's a lot of cards there. Definitely taking this one. This one seems to be important. It's hanging out here on the corner, but these are way too many cards. So pocketbook readings are about your career / finances, your wallet, your pocketbook. Oh boy, so we've got something going on here with a person. So the energies up above are actually, when I pull these cards, they're actually supposed to be reversed. I've forced the reverse for these cards because these are energies that we're trying to find out, whatever the situation is that you're in regarding your money or your career. These are the energies that you want to try to avoid, and then we'll pull cards for energies that you want to try and emulate to help you with this particular situation that you find yourself in. Okay, so right now we've got the King of Wands, and we also have the Ten of Swords. So definitely feeling like you're at the end of something, but you're also feeling very... there's either someone in your life that is causing a blockage, or you are in the energy of the King of Wands. And typically, whenever I see a court card, I pick up on the energy as being an individual. Like it could be connected to someone in your life who's either blocking, someone passionately interfering with whatever's going on, or this could be you in that energy of being very passionate, which is not unlike Taurus, to be quite honest. So yeah, it could be you that we're talking about here. All right, let's find out what energies we want, or the cards want you to be in. Okay, so we have King of Swords. So this could be you, or it could be someone in your life. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely, but these might be... Okay, boy, there's a lot of players on this. What is going on, Taurus? Lots of people here. I've got the Knight of Cups, so another court card, right? So we've got 3 court cards out already. Somebody wanting to communicate with you, either that or you being in the energy of just relaxing and enjoying. You have an offer that you are bringing forth, and you want to communicate about it. King of Swords here as well, rather. So, okay, let me see if there are any other... Is there... This card seems to want to pop out. Okay, Page of Wands. Lots of court cards. Lots of people involved in this situation. So let's first talk about what the situation is. Okay. So I'm getting here is that, I never get juggling from this Temperance card, but it popped right out as soon as I put this up to the screen and started looking at it again. It looks like you have offers. Temperance is all about taking extremes and turning, alchemizing those extremes and combining them, and creating something that is more moderate, more palatable. It's kind of like a Goldilocks and the Three Bears situation, where you are finding what is just right. Okay? But in order to do that, you have... Okay, so you have these two different cups, and in the original, this is the after tarot deck that I'm using, by the way. In the original tarot deck, the angel is taking these two cups and mixing the waters together to bring it together. Ooh, that felt really strong. I felt really strong energy around that. So there must be something that you are trying to bring together. Two things that are very disparate, possibly. Um, and I'm trying to feel out if this has to do with you and your career, or if this has to do with you in terms of your finances. So, not picking up that energy of which it is yet. But yeah, so it feels very much like you are bringing two things together to create something new, something that will be more popular. Maybe it's an idea, although I'm not really picking up idea. So, well, let's look at some of these other cards and see if we can get a little bit more information about what this situation is about. So when we ask for energies about, what energies do you want to avoid in order to move through and past the situation, it looks like you are in a Ten of Swords energy, and Ten of Swords is really about you being done and finished with something. Or this, ooh, I just picked up that your inspiration is dead. Oh gosh. Okay. So you're feeling like you're feeling very uninspired right now. In fact, you're feeling like whatever it was that inspired you before is really closing. Like you're closing. I was going to say chapter, but that doesn't feel right exactly. So it's thoughts that you've been having. You're done with those thoughts. But I'm really seriously getting a hard feeling that this is about inspiration, kind of the death of inspiration. So if you're in this energy, this is your challenge is to come out of this and to get inspired again is what I'm feeling. To try to see that, yes, whatever ideas you might have had in the past, you built all of those up, and really were feeling the burden of those thoughts because perhaps they ended up not serving you. Clearly not. And in the original tarot, in this card, you see the person lying down on their stomach with all of the 10 swords in their back. So you might have felt stabbed in the back at some point. Like these thoughts weren't, definitely not serving you. In fact, maybe they were serving you, but in the worst way possible. So see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? This is what this card is about, and encouraging you to do is letting go of those thoughts, putting those thoughts that you had that were no longer serving you, putting those in the past, putting them to bed, as you can see, burying them, just letting them go, and moving towards the light and the freedom of not having, these things on your mind anymore. Brings you the breath of fresh air that you need to invite new thoughts, new ideas in, and indeed inspiration once again. Okay, so this King of Wands is kind of a conundrum because we have, like I said, this is a person. It can be a person or it can be you. This person is very passionate, is loving in their fiery and energetic way. However, you're being called to either move away from this energy if you are in a King of Wands energy. So settle down, Taurus. Settle down. I'm just kidding. Or if this person is in your life and blocking you, to put some distance between you and this person. So whatever your situation is that you, like I said, that you're trying to transmute and move into something more palatable. Perhaps it is a career. At this point, when people are blocking you, and we talked about this Ten of Swords card about being, about ideas. I'm not seeing money here, really. In fact, there are no pentacles on the board right now. Everything that I see here speaks more to ideas and passions, which is really, for me, leans more towards career. And like, not just career, but like in terms of your life's purpose, life goals, things like that. So this also popped out next to the Hierophant card, and the Hierophant card's major arcana. Normally you seek guidance, about, you seek guidance from someone who you consider to be an expert on, like, I was going to say social norms, but just, traditions, like strong. The Hierophant card is about like knowledge about tradition, and also about kind of like the person that signs important documents. I mean, in love readings, this card pops out, and it's typically a sign that there could be a marriage, in the works. But this, paired with the King of Wands and then also the Ten of Swords, honestly, I'm getting the sense that you are, you have someone in your life. Okay, I'm just going to just read it as it appears. You have somebody in your life, very passionate, someone that you admire, who is the person that you typically go to for advice, perhaps, or that helps you with your decision making. I'm getting like attorney. There could be some, maybe this is about important documents. I'm just thinking about like you're closing on a house, or you are having someone prepare a prenup, or maybe it's a will, living will. I don't know, something, important documents that you care very much about. But anyway, so you've been all up in your head about it, and it's time to let that go. It's time to let this go, close it out, finish with whatever it is and whoever it is that you've been working with, because this person that you're asking advice from, the cards are saying that to get closure and to move past this situation, maybe it's about a divorce. I mean, that's possible too, although this is not really a relationship reading. That's why it's kind of taking me to a strange place. But well, you'll have to tell me, Taurus, what this particular situation is about. Hopefully this is resonating with you. But yeah, so in the reverse, they're recommending that you, rather than going the traditional route, that you, you know, that you maybe move past thinking along those lines, and give yourself that room, like I said, to have new thoughts come in, that actually you're encouraged to think that are not traditional. So non-traditional ways of, either making decision or signing a contract, or making some agreement, but also, following following your own ideas about this is another thing that I'm picking up here. And the reason why is because the King of Swords popped out. And in this section here, we have quite a few things going on here too. But like I said, this is the energies that you want to be in, energies that you want to emulate, okay? So what it's saying is here we have the King of Swords, and they recommend that rather than you making a decision from a very passionate point of view, which the King of Wands would be doing, that you do it from a more logical point of view, and that you see, he has one sword here. Swords are all about thoughts. And so you've moved from, what they're saying is you move out of these 10 of swords that are just crazy, not crazy thoughts, but just, past thoughts that have built up and really caused a blockage and, like, in your mind, clouded your mind here. And get into your King of Swords, which is to allow that new thought to come in and to really, I'm getting draw a line in the sand, but to really be the stabilizer for the situation. This is your thought. You step into your power, rely on your knowledge, your experience, rather than seeking guidance or advice. In this particular situation, you would do better to go with your gut, go with your instinct, go with the thing that stands out to you the most, that you rely on. It's like your logical way of thinking, your usual thought, your go-to. Okay, if that makes any sense. Yeah, in order to help you with this particular situation. Now, we also have a King of Cups. So to me, this is either, this could be someone in your life, or I'm getting that this could also be you. And that, when you communicate about this idea, even though you're in your King of Swords energy, which is a very logical, and sometimes people perceive this energy as a little bit cold, but certainly not. Just very wise, very intelligent, very decisive, has a lot of clarity around situations, right? So, yeah. But you're being invited to, when you communicate about your decision, that you do so with love. And that's what the Knight of Cups is all about, right? So whenever you decide, that decision that you make, that as you are moving forward, and there's definitely going to be some communication here. That's what the Eight of Wands is all about. But just know that it could be, it could be very, very sharp if you were to just communicate it as you decide it. So rather than doing this, we have the Knight of Cups pop out, and the Knight of Cups brings news in a very loving way, very gentle. This is an offer. Treat it as an offer, even though it might be a decision that you've made. When you communicate it as an offer, and do so in a loving way, is what I'm getting from these two cards. All right, and then you have the Page of Wands. So this could be someone, this is another court card. So, and this is a tough one, because it looks like this person, the Page of Wands, is very passionate, but very inexperienced, and he's looking very downtrodden right now. He might have made an offer and been rejected, is what it looks like to me in this card. But so just know that if this is the person in your life that is going to be receiving the news, and they may not, you might be turning away their passion, and so they might feel a bit rejected. And this could also be you a little bit, moving out of that, taking a step back from that. I mean, this is like 2 or 3 steps back, right? It's 3 steps back, because you've got between the rather put it like this, between the Page of Wands, actually more like this, because you were, or someone was, in this energy, and with the news that you have, they're going to be going, you know, from a king to a page. So in between here, you've got like king, queen, knight, and then page. So that they're really taking a knock or a hit. So just know that, I think, is what this is trying to say. And, you know, in knowing that, you know, at least if you give the news in a loving way, that you know, they'll be able to come out of it. You know, they'll be able to walk away with their wand still intact. Pride, maybe not their, well, yeah, their pride. It's, you know, it's just a hit, but it's not detrimental at all. So I'm going to pull a success oracle card for you, just to get some additional advice and find out. Ooh, okay. So you have Susie Orman, and she says, personal debt is a free education and finance. And then she also says, risk isn't always worth the risk. And then afford to loan good advice. All right, so I'm really picking up here that whatever the situation is, it's really about something between you and another person. And, you know, you're trying to look for the bright side of a decision that you need to make, and that you need to communicate to somebody that they may not feel good about. So, you know, this personal debt is a free education and finance. So for me, I'm feeling like from that, I'm getting kind of confirmation that, you know, you are seeing this as an opportunity to grow and to learn, and that you're hoping, you know, the same is true for the person that you're going to be communicating this information or this news decision about the situation to. And risk isn't always worth the risk. It feels to me like you're making a decision, really, you know, that's a moderate decision. You are not going to, during this time, I mean, given, you know, the circumstances that we're living in right now, you might be making a decision that's avoidant. And that's totally appropriate. You know, the Temperance card is about being patient, about waiting, about, like I said, taking extremes and trying to put them together to come up with something that is more moderate. You're trying to make a decision that's more moderate and proceed that way. So, yeah. Afford to loan good advice. So again, you know, whoever it is that you have a message for, that you're going to be communicating with, about your situation or about a situation, you know, you're definitely going to be communicating with them, and know that it's, you know, trust yourself and know that it's coming from a good place, that, you know, this is a very wise and kind of foundational decision that you can build on, even though they might not see it that way at first. But yeah, so wow, that was longer than I thought it was going to be. Sorry about that, Taurus. I hope this, like I said, resonated with you. I'm very curious about what the situation is, this decision that you're making, that you have to communicate, how it's impacting you and how, you know, might impact this person in your life. But I wish you good luck. And yeah, I will. Well, I hope to see you again next week when we pick something different to focus on. Yeah, until next time, light and love to you, Taurus. Bye.